Hang on 1 second. I was listening to King Harvest, so I have to do the intro music. Where's the intro music? Oh, here it is. Oh, that was inappropriate. Inappropriate? Oh, my stars. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Phantasmagorium Show. Once again, this is an unofficial and unsanctioned broadcast. So, yes, I am being told to get off the air currently. I will disregard that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that information. Thank you so much for being here. I have a bunch of things to say. First things first. Why are you people so angry at She-Hulk? First, what a trifle. What a trifle of nothing. She-Hulk has never done anything to you. I'm being very passionate because I am very defensive about that Hulk that is she. I grew up with the lady. I thought she was great and no one likes her. And so I go on day to day. Yeah, no, I know. I just lost viewers because I liked She-Hulk. And nobody likes it. And so, you know what? I'm not going to apologize for it. I just don't understand why you people are so angry. Like, why would you be angry at a pop culture satire of the Marvel Comics universe from the perspective of a woman that is exactly how it was defined when it was rebooted from its unsuccessful initial ripoff from the, you guys, I don't know what the big deal is. I like it. And I feel like, it sucks that nobody else does. Because I don't get anybody else to talk about it except Steve. But he's been busy. He's been on assignment in Sokovia. And there's nothing we can do about that. It's a whole thing. But thank you and welcome to this supplement of the Phantasmagorium Show. There is a link in the chat. I didn't know how to pin it, but I sent it a bunch of times. It should be there. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I don't want to try. So that was the whole thing about She-Hulk. I don't really want to talk about She-Hulk. What I wanted to talk about was the island. I wanted to talk about the Michael Bay action movie, The Island, starring Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. And the late great Michael Clark Duncan and Michael Bean. No, Sean Bean. I always get them. Please do not get on this boat. I am not good at it. I mistake my beans. But no, with Sean Bean and Mr. Pink, I believe his name is. I guess there are a couple of things that I could do before we get into the topic proper. No one's going to come on? No one? No one to play with? I feel like I'm on an island of misfit toys. Thank you, Tom, for liking Jennifer Walters. No one sees a link. I thought I swore. Say saw? Say saw. There it is. Do I star it? Or do I put my user in timeout? No, star doesn't do anything. Also, I am dealing with terrible, terrible internet. But Phil is here, so it can't be all bad.
Yeah. What's up, Scotty?
Not much. How you doing, Phil?
I'm good, thank you. I am.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm definitely no She-Hulk hater, that's for sure. And I think this last episode was probably my favorite of the whole series so far. I mean, that twerking thing at the end had me bawling in laughter. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
She-Hulk twerking? I mean, I don't give a damn about Megan Thee Stallion, but that shit was pretty funny.
I didn't even know who Megan the Stallion was until I saw this episode. Like, I had no idea who that chick was. And so I wasn't all that worried about her. I just knew she was a celebrity, and I knew that Jen hobnobs with celebrities.
Right.
So I didn't take much from it, except for the fact that she's sort of growing from being a mousy assistant district attorney to being a big shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Uh,
definitely my favorite episode. I thought it was smartly written, funny. So funny, definitely one of the funniest episodes for sure. And the banter, how it goes between the two different court cases. I thought that was pretty
I
clever.
I thought that was jarring. Edge of Time, Edge of Time. Thank you. We haven't met
Hello, Age of Time.
since
Who's on
I
my?
nearly lost Greenland.
I declare shenanigans.
Well, welcome to the
Shenanigans.
shenanigan. You're more than welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers. How do you
Excuse me.
feel about that there She-Hulk?
I saw the twerky bit.
Did you come immediately?
I wasn't sure if it was doctored, so I didn't know if that was an authorized.
Was that Megan the Stallion being doctored, or was it the weird looking CGI sexy lady?
I think it was the sexy lady. I think
So the weird
more they were
CGI,
just
yeah.
repeating
The
it on
CGI
loop
lady.
so they could make it longer. But
And by the way, I would like to say to the internet, I am very disappointed in Rule 34 right now.
hmm,
Rule 34.
choking around, bump, chicka,
I'm
bump,
just saying,
wow.
if you think you can do better CGI than She-Hulk, then make some sexy videos and do it better. If you can't,
Again, the Rule
then get
34
off,
of that. Rule
go away.
34 of that She-Hulk.
Like, I objectify women. There we go. Clip that.
Rule 34.
Especially if they're 7 feet tall and green. Clip that too. So, I don't know. Uh, did you have much of a history with that there She-Hulk? Edge of Time?
Ho ho ho! Jolly Green She-Hulk. I remember the comics from way back in the day. They
Did
were
you?
very well drawn and enjoyable, and I just I kind of had the She-Hulk thing spoiled for me because of the sort of Heather Antos as fight, which was
Oh,
like
God.
seems like years ago now. So I kind of stayed away. I don't. I'm an antique. I remember this stuff.
Well, as long as you remember paper comics, you're an antique. Stephen
Yes.
Ransom,
How
welcome
are
to
you,
the
sir?
Stephen
panel, sir.
Ransom.
Well,
I'm very
Gentlemen.
well. How are you?
Good,
Hello,
good.
Stephen Ransom, kind sir.
Do you
How
mind
are
if I
you, Edge of
smoke?
Time, Black Phillip? Absolutely not, as long as you don't mind if I do. I'm taking Black Phillip's advice that if there's a StreamYard link in the chat, I should at least attempt to use it.
Just click it. That's why you put it up there.
That's right. Leave it to the host to kick me the hell out of here if I get rude. So
Stephen
boss is
Ransom,
in.
I cannot. May I call you Mr. Ransom?
you can. You could call me Mr. Ransom. You could call me.
Yeah.
You could
He's been
even
called
Harry
worse.
Carry if you want to.
I'm not
That's
going to
a-
kick you out.
Okay, cool.
Or
I
block
am
you.
merely being obtuse.
Yeah, we had a good stream. Was it last night? Talking about Jungian archetypes and Star Trek and
Yeah,
Prisoner.
that was when Cinema Gulp was there as
Yeah,
well, right?
yeah.
It was we were kicking some pretty solid subjects around. It was a lot of fun. Good times.
Oh, And
You
also,
talking about my show?
big
Yeah,
shout
I
out
believe it
to
was you. Go ahead, Scott.
big shout out to Cinema Gulp.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was good. He was awesome on that show. I mean, he was bringing the fire. I mean,
If you are not subscribed to Cinema Gulp, then I would hope that you are. And Edge of Time for Tom Jr. Jackson. Would you like to explain Rule 34?
Well, I
oh
believe
god,
it is that if you can think of a porn, it already exists somewhere.
Yeah, that's kind of vague. If
yeah,
there is pornography for it, you
it
can find it
exists.
on the internet.
Oh,
Okay.
uh,
I
Yeah,
don't think I've
And
ever
you know
heard
what
it
I
described that clearly before.
Phil, I think that you are more accurate than my description.
if
Is
there's
that if there
porn,
is
it
porn for
exists.
exactly?
It exists.
Yep.
By the
Just
way, have you seen the latest episode of Lower Decks? Tendy in a towel? I looked it up and I was like, you know what? You people who are saying that this Star Trek animation is not good, you sure as hell make bad porn. If it's so easy to draw the characters from Lower Decks, make better porn.
Right? That's a fair point. I know you can make a
And
CG. You can make a
but
CGI Hulk twerk.
but that's what I'm saying about She-Hulk. It's like, if, oh, okay, I could. No, there are people here who can make better She-Hulks. It's like, well, fine. I want a VR version of her bobbing on my knob. Pardon me. I don't
It's
need
up to
to
midnight.
objectify the giant.
I'm sure plenty of other people have done much worse than you, Scotty. Come on.
I'm
Well,
just
Scotty,
sick and tired of. Yes, sir.
may I
memes out there.
suggest there's an application that's almost entirely free that you could do quite a bit with called DAZ 3D, and it's basically just a simple 3D platform that you
I
could
was
do your
hoping-
own architecture on.
I was
Dad's
hoping that it
3D.
was going to be a counseling session that would make me stop masturbating.
No, that would be ridiculous. Why emasculate you further?
Well, if I'm having sex with myself all the time, then I'm already emasculated, right?
I guess so, but wouldn't that be more
Especially
to
if
your
it's
hand?
She-Hulk.
It's the She-Hulk. Why not?
That's why I
Oh,
use
and
my right hand.
Also, let's get the She-Hulk fleshlight trending.
That thing would be the size of what?
I think the Goblin
bat
Patrol
signal?
people already have that
I
covered.
think it'll be regular sized. It'll just be green.
Yes.
No, it wouldn't be the size of the bat signal.
Well, she's not gigantic. She's just larger.
She
She's
doesn't have a gigantic vag.
Well, do you guys have any hope for the rest of the show, or have you given up on it?
If it was as good and funny as this last episode was, then yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, if it's
well. Edge of Time. You mind if I take this one first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think we actually have a very similar opinion on the subject. I've just kind of abandoned ship. At this point, I'm watching reviews of people I respect and not necessarily following one opinion or the other, but merely to inform myself. But I don't have access, and I don't plan on having access to a lot of these streaming services. So to watch Lower Decks, I would have to have Discovery, right? Or I'd have to have Paramount Plus or something.
Plus.
Yeah, so at this point, it's like I feel like I'm living through the mid '90s again, where everybody was talking about something on Showtime, but I don't get Showtime. My package only has HBO or some nonsense
You
like
gotta
that.
get them rabbit ears and play with it a little until you get a signal.
Yeah, way back in the day, maybe. How do you do that today now?
Well, there's plenty of other ways if you have a good VPN.
My dog doesn't jump around on this grass, I guess you could say, just to kind of keep it in the green foliage region.
Well, I didn't want to. I still have to do a review on season 1, episode 3 with Steve before I move on with it. So I didn't want to get too knee deep into She-Hulk yet. I think we're going to do a I think we're gonna do a double review next week.
A double fister. All
Are you
right.
watching the Mr. Brown Alliance coverage?
You know what? I've been trying so hard to get on Mr. Brown Alliance's show, and every time I try, I'm like, I can't wait to show up, and you're gonna beat the crap out of me. And every time it is like the day of, I'm like, I hope he doesn't call me. I hope he doesn't call me. And he doesn't call me. Because I think he's too nice to put me on a panel where I'm the only one who likes She Hulk.
Well, I mean, do you
They're
want to be
gonna
on
rip
that
you
panel or
apart.
not? What's the final verdict?
For me?
Yeah. Do you want to be
I
on
love
that
it.
panel or don't you? Well,
No, I don't. You know what? I don't want to go on a panel to get beat up.
yeah,
Okay.
fair enough.
Yeah, you've been
And I
doing that a
know
lot lately as it is.
So
I
everything's
love.
gone as well as it could. I just find it weird that they're beating up on She-Hulk for the third episode in a row. It's like, why bother? Why don't you, like
Just stop watching.
one She-Hulk roast would be plenty, wouldn't it?
Well, but
They
this
just
is
do it
my
for clicks
complaint.
now.
But this is my complaint with the entire sort of review culture currently is that if you're going to do it, you should do it. You should watch the whole thing. Like, I don't think that the character development of Jennifer Walters is unreasonable. I think she's allowed to be a selfish person in the first episode. In the second episode, she's learning more in the third episode. Like, we have, I think, 6 more episodes.
Yes.
And like you don't even know how the character is going to turn out.
Yeah, at this point, it's part of the culture to have one side of the fence or the other. This is what Edge of Time and Cinema Gulp and I were kicking this idea around about that the culture has shifted into cold hot take, good hot take, bad hot take, but all of them are hot takes, and it's like it would be like a connoisseur of hamburgers continuously reviewing McDonald's as a bad hamburger. It's like
That's a fair analogy.
Bad. This is still bad. Had a million of these burgers, still bad.
yeah, still bad, billion strong
Still
and
bad.
growing, but still bad. It's like,
I have a
and
question for
expensive.
you.
Yeah,
Did you read the David Byrne run?
absolutely yes. David
Don't
Burns
you-
everything
Okay.
in that
okay.
day.
If I may move around the panel and ask everyone, Edge of
the host.
Time, have you seen or have you read the David Byrne She-Hulk?
I read parts of it when it came out, which was many, many moons ago.
Fair enough. And
But
exactly.
I get the general twist of it.
Phil, yourself.
No, I've never been really honestly much of a comic book reader, but I did have a friend in high school that would always share what comics that he liked. And he was a She-Hulk fan, so he would tell me about it all the time.
Okay.
And it sounded, pretty good, something I'd probably be into, but I'm not.
So we all sort of have a familiarity of what She-Hulk, the comic book, was.
Right, and her, I followed her right into the Fantastic Four as well, and it was like the Fantastic Four with She-Hulk, and she was, her and Johnny Storm going toe to toe is classic She-Hulk at that point. They would have like long chats. It would be like ridiculous. She'd be totally roasting him all the time for being still a boy. It was great. It was good stuff.
I also own the Fantastic Four run where She-Hulk takes the place of Thing.
Ben Grimm, wasn't it?
Yeah, Thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
I thought she
bring
took
in a
the
new
place of
Fantastic Four movie.
Ben.
Who knows?
Yeah. she took the place
Well,
of
let's not go crazy. I don't want to know.
Hey, you never know.
I love She-Hulk, but I don't want a Robbie the Robot dropping in.
Well, they got to get Fantastic Four right eventually, right?
Well, we're looking forward to that on Thursday. We're going to find out what the cast of Fantastic Four is, apparently.
I know, I heard. And the director, too, which has been rumored to be the guy that did WandaVision, so.
Well, okay.
go over
We'll
well.
find out. I like She-Hulk simply because it is sort of a diversion that may stick the landing. I hope it sticks the landing in a way that WandaVision never did. And now that I've brought up WandaVision, you scallywags, what is your favorite? You know what? We're gonna get to the island sooner or later.
Yeah.
I swear it. But um, what is your favorite MCU Disney Plus television program?
Why don't you point the direction of turns, Scotty? Who's first?
Who's first?
Let's go. Let's go dealing order, like we're playing poker.
All
All
right,
right,
then I
Black
guess I'll go.
Phillip.
I'll go first. I'm gonna go with Hawkeye. Has been my favorite. I know a lot of people didn't care for Hawkeye.
I
I
didn't even
liked it.
see it.
Yeah, the only one that I've seen was besides WandaVision. I saw Falcon and the Snowman, and then the other one that came. Well, Loki. Remember, we did reviews last year on my channel. Remember that, Scotty?
Yeah, I do.
Those were fun. So yeah. But for me, it's Hawkeye, and then followed by Loki for sure.
I just want to say that opening up the chat has made it so that we have less viewers. I appreciate it. Um, I apologize for that. That
Like
was
I said,
rude.
I didn't see Moon Knight. That didn't interest me at all, and I
I
didn't
never
see
saw Moon Knight.
Miss Marvel. But
Well, before we go, so your favorite was Phil.
it's Hawkeye so far.
Okay, so Edge of Time. What was your favorite of the Marvel cinematic television
Oh,
on
you
Disney
said
Plus?
Disney Plus. I was thinking The Mandalorian. I don't have one to give you from the Marvel crew. What would be my choices?
Well, you got WandaVision,
Okay.
uh,
Winter
uh,
Soldier, Captain,
the
and
Winter, yeah, Winter Soldier.
you
What's
got
the other one?
Loki.
Loki,
You got Hawkeye. You got
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight,
And
Okay.
and I've
Well,
heard
She-Hulk.
rave reviews about Moon Knight. I haven't seen it.
I
I couldn't
didn't.
get into it.
I didn't see Moon. I watched the first episode of Moon Knight, and I thought it was really slow going, and it didn't do it for me.
Yeah, that was
I
boring.
had the miniseries. I had the Vision and the Scarlet Witch miniseries,
Be
all
right
12
back.
episodes, or all 12 comics. So I have a definite idea what Wanda should be like, and the Marvel thing doesn't do it. So I didn't
Hmm.
watch
Right.
any of that. So my going thing has been, if I think something is going to take away from my feeling, I won't watch it. Like, I started watching Doctor Strange, and I was like, I don't want, Benedict Cumberbund patch to uh, take the place of Doctor Strange in my head, the sort of just the comic book character. So I don't watch Doctor Strange, and I've sort of like carried this throughout. Is that I think that it takes away, like, for example, before, like, I like Lord of the Rings, but before the Peter
Boo.
Jackson movies, I know Peter Jackson movies, I had more of a cartoonish idea of what hobbits and so on
Yeah.
would look like.
Yeah,
And
me
then
too.
and so, but they start to, because they did such strong characterization, they start to supplement the head canon. I don't like that. So yeah, so none of the above when it comes to Marvel.
Okay. Well, we'll get to Star Wars in a moment because I think that's more interesting than the island. Uh, Stephen Ransom, what is your favorite of the?
Um, I was really, really happy with what they were doing with WandaVision. I'm not going to pass judgment on how they concluded it. It really, they should. I hate this whole idea of under a dozen episodes in a season. It's kind of ticks me off that they're so brief that they almost can't get to what they're actually developing. But WandaVision, with a close second on Loki, are my choices.
Oh, so you liked Loki? I'm one of. You know what? You're one of the few people
I
who actually does that.
Well, I'm a huge science fiction fan, and anything that's got that much intellectual meat on it, I'm all up for it, even if it ends poorly.
Well, and yes, and I appreciate the science fiction of the situation as much as the next person, but I also think that Loki is a narcissist enough that if he found a lady version of himself, he would absolutely fall in love. Uh,
Absolutely. Why was that so hard for everybody to understand? That
I
wasn't.
don't know.
He's such a crazy person. He would love a clone of himself. They would take turns dressing each other up. I guarantee it. It's like this.
Yeah,
It wouldn't even have to be a woman at that
it
point because
wouldn't.
Loki
It
is
would
so.
not.
No.
Talking about Loki, huh?
So,
Anyway,
it didn't bother
so
me
I
at
agree
all.
with
The
you.
whole thing was so. It was. I don't know enough of the lore, like Clobby and that gang and Nerdrotic, to really be upset about any of this, right? So I was just happy that we had such
You
a
know what?
scope of
I
story.
I appreciate the knowledge of the people like Clobby, like Nerdrotic, who have such knowledge of the history of the Marvel comics.
Yeah, yeah,
But it is an acknowledgement within the Marvel Cinematic Universe that it is not the comics.
right, right. Yeah, and to throw a metaphor
So
on top of that, or an analogy on top of that, somebody like I know a couple of guys that I'm streaming with currently that are military people,
yeah.
specifically Navy, right? And their time in the Navy and their technical knowledge of naval activities and U.S. military practice has spoiled dozens of feature films that we, as an American audience, enjoy. Practice has spoiled dozens of feature films that Uh-oh.
Echoing. Somebody's echoing.
No, I just wanted to hear it
Yeah, I
twice.
got it.
Nice. You know what I mean? And I think you could make the same analogy to the MCU, the DCU, um, Batman animated series. You didn't need to know a damn thing about Batman. That show told you everything you needed to know, and it was so in the vein, like Edge of Time was saying, it was an animated feature. So it was closer to the comic books than anything else. So it could get away with murder visually. Like they didn't have to worry about the expense of lighting a building, right? They just drew the damn thing. So they could go right out of the comic books. They barely needed to alter the canon of Batman or anything like that. But anyway, getting far off topic, Scotty, handing it back to you.
Oh, well, then let's hand it off to the chat where Tom Jr. Jackson says, people look to see what other people are saying and then they jump on and be angry. They don't like it when people like something that everyone else craps on. Do you think that there is a situation now where you are not allowed to like things that you like?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I
Jesus
think that's.
Christ.
He's like, you
So,
can't
like,
like
what
this.
are you not allowed to like?
Well, who is the one that is not allowing is really
Well, I think it's a
that's a vague
community
point.
thing. I
Right,
think
The
it's a
entire
community thing.
community, internet
Like
community.
I'm a huge fan of She-Hulk right now, and I turn on the TV and that's where my YouTube is, and I watch YouTube tell me that I am a eunuch.
Yeah, yeah. It's like one side of the fandom is Jens.
For
May
anyone
I
who
send a link
doesn't
to
know
that?
Jens is a lovely gentleman who has his own YouTube channel, and he does great work. If you can understand him, I would suggest putting up the subtitles.
The subtitles don't work until after the stream, not during the stream.
I don't mean to be rude, but he gets what I'm saying. But who cares? If you like it, you like it. Why is it bad that you like it?
It's not necessarily bad. I'm finding myself abandoning channels that I've been watching for over a year now. Some of them like 3 years. Because it's just like, I'm so sick of you guys going through this and it's becoming disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
It feels disingenuous. I feel disingenuous in the chat. I've got nothing to say. It's like you guys aren't even talking about the problem. You're talking about, I don't know, it's weird. Like I said, the perfect analogy is a chef complaining about fast food. It's like, enough already. Move on. Do something else. I don't know. Whatever. So weird.
Sci-Fi Nation, the tales of my retirement were greatly exaggerated.
Oh,
By
good
he who
grief.
shall not be named, obviously.
No, Captain Time Lord Tickety Boo.
Tickety boo boos.
He's fine.
Oh, my
You
God.
should go
Anyway,
see him.
I sent
wasn't
the
gonna
link
say
to
anything
our
about
friend Ashley, so she.
I don't
might
want to talk about him, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying there. I have no ill will. I, I have no ill will. But so moving forward,
Yes.
when you see, and it's such a terrible thing to say, the subversion of expectations. Thanks, Ryan Johnson, you cockstain. Um,
Cockstick.
like when you actually make a television show that is a sitcom, it's a half an hour, it's too short for everyone, it's too jokey, it goes for the sex and laughs, which
Mm-hmm.
is what sitcoms do, and now you have She-Hulk, who is not a serious character, and you're like, what are you expecting from the rest of the show?
Yeah, that's the disingenuous part. It's just, at this point, it's like everybody's on autopilot. Apathy has not fully set in, and autopilot has. And it's like, this is the way you're going to play the topic. I will listen to Mahler talk about this for 5 hours because I respect his ability to break it all down, lay it out logically, and Socrates the hell out of it. It's so highbrow, his complaining, that I don't even care about the complaining anymore. I'm listening to his technique. He's so good.
Constructive criticism. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
hell yeah.
But it's not
Like-
just you can just shit on this whole entire show. If this and if that. Why are they doing this? And why are they showing that?
Right.
Why is
Explain
it so?
why.
Why is it so feminine? Why is it so this
What
and that? I'm like,
the fuck?
well,
Well, no, and I mean that was a bad Mahler impression. But what my thing is that if you want to apply that lens to a Sam Raimi movie that is a Doctor Strange movie, you can do 5 hours, and
Yeah.
Mahler has.
Yeah. Legendary. Another legendary take by the Mauler.
But Mahler would not. Mahler is
Mahler?
like live streaming She-Hulk, and they're all talking about She-Hulk like it's part of the greater good of the Marvel universe. And She-Hulk is a trifle. She-Hulk is something that is like
so then
if you
I
think
would-
if She-Hulk shows up in Avengers 4, then I will kill myself. Guarantees not guaranteed.
Okay. I get exactly what you're talking about here. It would be like Three's Company showing up in a police drama, during the 70s. Like, no, you've written this character almost into a different universe at this point.
Who would want to see
because of
Suzanne
the
Summers
tone.
in the MCU?
I thought that was the
Welcome
lady at the
aboard.
end of Doctor Strange and the
I
Multiverse and
prefer
Madness.
Janet. I prefer Janet, by the way, not Chris.
I thought that was Suzanne Summers, the lady who shows up in the end.
No, is that Pfeiffer? That's Michelle Pfeiffer, isn't it? Michelle Pfeiffer from Adam.
No,
from
it's actually
Ant-Man?
Charlize Theron. Fuck you guys.
Oh,
for being
Charlize Theron.
sexist
There you go.
And
I
not
was-
recognizing blondes.
I'm so confused. It's like, were we talking about Aquaman or Ant-Man?
No, we were talking about Namor.
No, I'm just saying Charlize Theron is in both of them, practically in the same costume.
Well, one thing
Well,
I
do
was
you
saying
think-
about the whole
Yes.
hate watching thing is that like I like his delivery, his shtick, whatever. But it's so depressing to watch that I don't watch as because
That's what we were talking about the other day on my channel.
right, yeah, exactly. And my point being that even when there is good news, like Red Sonja really is going to have red hair. Yes, the drapes are not going to match the carpet, but she's going to have red hair. Even then, it's still kind of, it's
So
not.
she's gonna have a bush,
I
you
don't
say? Yeah.
Well, a medieval woman wouldn't necessarily be able to. Never mind. Brazilian.
Oof.
Well,
Tedious.
Talk about Rule 34.
Several.
it's a big sword and a tight pussy. That'll be edited out later.
Damn.
So anyway,
Right.
no.
You hear
So
that, Steve?
anyway,
Don't listen.
when it when it when it comes to the Marvel sort of current, this doesn't work. Do you take it for what they're trying to do in their expansion of the MCU, or do you just feel that they are misrepresenting the
I just,
MCU?
I
I
just,
don't know how to. I don't even know how to explain it.
well, here I'll put it in a different context. A lot of people like
Please.
Sony, which is not Marvel. They like Sony Spider-Man, and I only really like the first one. It's like the other ones, I start to watch them, and I'm like, this isn't the Spider-Man in my head. So
Talking about the Tom Holland ones, or just
just the
the,
first one,
just the one, the Tobey Maguire one?
right? I've
You're
not
a Tobey
seen
fan.
I've not seen the No Way Home. I've never finished Spider-Man 2. I've never seen 3, and it was all because like I've never seen the Amazing, never finished Amazing, and it's because that's not the Spider-Man in my head. Especially the Marvel Spider-Man where he's always like the Iron Man sidekick. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Iron Man Jr., as they called it. I
Yeah.
think that's what Camper referred to him as, Iron Man Jr.
So for me, it's just best to stay away. So
I
sorry
apologize
that
for
that's
interrupting,
yes, go ahead.
and I can't do this very loud because I do have neighbors. Long Man. Have you ever seen the Long Man videos? It's a bunch of like gum videos from Japan. It's great. You should definitely check out the Long Man.
Long Man. Sounds pornographic. No, I'm just
I
Oh
have
no,
got,
it's not. Well, it is kind of softcore.
I'm a kind of like Skinamax.
No,
Waller's
no
breakdown
nudity.
of the Star Wars stuff. I have a playlist that I built on my channel just because it's required for
Yeah.
anybody complaining about this on the subject. It's like, listen to this, and you are just a baby, my friend, a small
Right.
insect baby in comparison to this rant. So you better be
Yeah.
prepared to bounce on board.
I did
I'm
subscribe to you
much-
today, by the way, Steven Ransom. So
Okay,
I
what
am-
was that?
I said I did subscribe to you, by the way.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, and I don't know how to work any of the linking things. So if you would like to link your
Where's
channels
Jill
in
when we
the
need her?
Oh, in the private.
no,
Yeah, I think you
no,
got to be
not
a
in the
wrench.
private.
gotta
You
be a
should do it in
wrench
the
to link.
public. Put
Well,
your
I can't
channels in
without
the
a
public.
wrench. I can't drop a link in the. I can't drop
You
a
can-
link in
Oh,
the
You
chat.
can
without-
make
Fuck,
anybody
is
a
it
wrench
my-
in. You can make anybody
Fine.
a wrench in, though, Scotty. Anybody
I'll
in the
do
chat,
it.
we can make them a wrench, and they can do it.
I'll
for you.
do it myself.
But,
Jill, paging Jill. Jill needs like a cat.
No,
I don't wanna
Jill
say cat
doesn't
call,
have
okay,
to-
That sounds
no.
rude. That sounds rude. I don't
Well,
wanna
and
say
also,
she needs
now
like
that
a
you
bat
mention it-
signal. She needs like a bat
Now that you
signal.
mention it,
Like a,
you know what? We're gonna hang on for a bit and see if Jill gets here later because she knows how to do it.
Oh, God,
What?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
No,
my.
no.
I was thinking. I was DMing
Jill
her.
fell asleep to a panel I was on. She was listening to Jens, and like Nelson the Gentleman came on and started doing like this drunk, like R&B soul gospel preach that he like completely spontaneously. He was rhyming and theming. It was epic. It felt like a half an hour straight. It was crazy. And we had already been on for like almost 6 hours. It was, and Jill went to
Holy!
sleep.
Did the captain fall asleep on your stream? He just dropped out last night.
Who, me? Or the captain?
No, the captain. Captain, like he just
He
didn't
was
say
in and
anything
out.
for like an hour. I thought he was asleep.
He
And
might
then
have
he was
been,
just
or he had some
gone.
stuff to do, took in a shower perhaps, or something like that. But he came back on later on and practically chased me off. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Subject at hand was we had all just
Yeah.
finished telling you what our favorite Marvel property is on Disney Plus.
Right. Great.
I had concluded Wanda with Loki for a
And
second.
Wanda is mine.
Ooh,
Wanda
Scotty
is mine.
loves WandaVision.
I liked
I
it
really-
because it was the TV set. It was everything that 50s whatchamacallit, Outer Limits and Twilight Zone was presenting, and then it went into 60s and 70s bizarre TV kind of science fiction, and then it moved into the present day. I liked it. I liked it as historically. It's such a coincidence that it came out when it came out, when we were all in lockdown, all isolated. It was bizarre magic, and the
Yeah, we were-
audience was having a grand time watching it. They couldn't
Yeah,
believe their eyes.
Yeah, we would all be watching it. All of us. We had like this little group chat thing, and we would watch it all together, and then have like an after show on it and just discussing it. And yeah, that was fun.
I kind of
was
wish
that?
that
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wish that Marvel and Star Wars weren't under the same umbrella, because a lot of my hate comes
Who
from the
doesn't?
Star Wars side.
Yeah.
You know, like my
Tell.
resentment leads over
Oh,
onto the
I'm-
Marvel side.
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
done with Star Wars. Star
Yeah.
Wars is dead to me, as far as I'm
Even
concerned.
Andor, even I think Andor looked pretty
Fuck Andor.
intriguing.
You know what? It's
I'm
funny.
glad
I
it's
was
finding an
about to
audience.
say. Can I say fuck on this channel? But it's my channel.
It's your channel, Steve's. It is.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Andor is the most redundant piece of shit I have seen since Rogue One.
You didn't
I
like Rogue
don't
One?
care.
Yeah,
No.
I actually like that movie. I'm not even a big Star Wars
It's a
fan. I liked
fine
Rogue One.
movie, but like it's a fine movie, like watching a movie as opposed to going out and actually meeting a girl or a partner. Like go out and meet a partner instead of sitting there and watching like your ex-girlfriend in pictures and jerking off. Like it is so
Dare you judge
useless.
me? I'm scared. How did you
Implying
find
I
out?
leave
Who
the
told you
house.
I do that, Scott?
Rogue One is one of like I watched it and everyone was like, "Ooh, do you recognize?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've had an ex-girlfriend before, and you guys are pathetic." Rogue
Indeed.
One is no good, and everything after that also sucks, and the one before it. But I do enjoy anything that happened under Lucasfilm and not Disney. But no, there is nothing that I have found of pleasure from Star Wars since it was sold to Disney. But, does anyone want to talk about that? Everyone's already talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh, hate talk. Oh, they're making on the hate talk. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care.
I do. Sci-Fi Nation, I do. Hang on a second. Sorry, my fingers are wet.
That's
so.
not a neck
I just find
massager.
their choices of heroes
My
bizarre.
fingers are wet. That's not a thing to say online. Scotty likes neck massages. True.
Who doesn't?
Hey, no, what's that one movie where that mother she's giving herself
So-
a neck massage, but it's anal beads.
Is there
Look at that
anything
one.
that you are looking forward to in either the Marvel or the Star Wars universes?
She-Hulk episode 4.
Wow, what a question.
She-Hulk episode 4. Let's see where it goes.
Well, yeah, me too.
I'm actually pretty excited about it because, like I said, 3 was my favorite episode. I don't care what people say. I liked it.
Hey man, I'm glad you're liking it. I'm glad that it's good enough that it actually has found a legitimate audience as opposed to the other side of the fence. You know?
You just said it. And I
Thank
will be
you.
on every review that you do on She-Hulk, Scotty.
Well, and
I will
Mr.
definitely
Ransom,
watch.
Yes.
I appreciate that you are willing to accept that I like it.
Yeah, I mean, for crying out loud, there's a landscape of television programming or internet programming or webcast programming, and it's like there's 75% of it that I never liked, right? So, and we never argued about General Hospital being on TV as long as we got what we wanted as well.
Fuck
know?
General Hospital.
But you know what I
Big
mean?
General. I
Like,
used
there
to
weren't
watch
any
General Hospital
fences back
religiously.
then.
No, I'm kidding.
There were no
Not even
lines
a
in
joke.
the sand. It never was on. It was never part of the discussion on some news network every goddamn night. And now it's like fences are being drafted, lines are being casted. They're going to erect the wall not one in Mexico, but right through the media landscape. And I
Oh,
don't know
build
why
that
they're even
wall.
doing that, right? It's like bizarro.
Eh,
So
well, yeah, yes. Sorry, I
I
didn't
want to
mean to
trim the
interrupt.
hedges. I don't understand why there's a fence between our yards. We should be able to talk about this either way. And I should be able to say why I think it's bad. And you should be able to say why you think it's good. And I should be glad for you.
We just have a normal conversation without getting,
Well, and
without calling you,
Exactly.
hey, you're this, why are you this, and why are you that? And,
That's
well,
right.
and I have a good friend of mine named Stephen Foley. He is my producer and
Never
co-host
heard of
on the
him.
Phantasmagorium show, and he says it's like, well, if you like it,
Like it.
then talk about it. You can talk about it, and if you don't like it, then just ignore it.
Exactly.
Who
Mm-hmm.
cares? Why would you watch something you don't like?
Yeah. Or even talk about it.
I
Except,
know, right?
you know,
But that's not the internet.
speculatively and intellectually.
That's not the YouTube way. Oh, I hate watch it, so I must talk about it.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the
It's
problem.
literally hate watching it. That's not how it should really be. I mean,
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt this current program and just say to Gundel Windelbaum, um, Solo was fun, and this is coming from someone that doesn't care for Star Wars. So
here,
take it for
here,
what it is.
here.
Groovy baby.
I'm the same way, honestly. I like Solo too. I'm not gonna lie. Except the way that he came up with his damn name, that was stupid.
You know what? I hate the fucking Mandalorian. I don't like the Mandalorian. I think it's stupid. I don't like the Book of Boba Fett. I think it's stupid. I think Grogu should be beaten to death on a rock.
Oh my God, that As clip of him tearing apart the Grogu. Did anybody see that? Does anybody remember
No.
seeing that?
No, I didn't
As
watch it.
live in front of Nina Infinity, ripped apart a Goku stuffed toy on air, and then clipped it and like rebroadcast it later on. It was solid gold. She was squealing like somebody was killing her favorite kitten or something like that. It was hysterical because it was so true. It's just like, get this goddamn stuffed toy out of my sprawling Western, okay? It's like, Jesus Christ. It was, Ewoks all over again. It was so sad. The
Well, and
Ewoks pissed me
Grogu
off.
is all of the Ewoks, yes.
Yeah, stuffed into one priceless toy that everybody suddenly had one, like they shipped them out.
I bought one for my niece. She doesn't even like Star Wars. And I was like, well, kids like this fucking
She's like,
gizmo.
She doesn't even like Kermit the Frog.
Well, I haven't had the. Never mind. Hang on a second. Jeez, Phil, I don't spend enough time. I should be teaching.
That's a little side joke between me and Scotty about Kermit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you always do that
anyway.
Kermit impression. You always do your Kermit
So-
impression.
Okay, so we've already covered it. Marvel is bullshit and Star Wars is bullshit. Thank you for agreeing with me, and thank you for agreeing with me.
Now let's
So-
talk about
The
Lord
Island.
of the Rings, which I watched last night. Holy shit.
No,
You know
we're
what?
not going to talk about Lord of the Rings. We're not going to talk about Sandman on Netflix. We're
Ooh.
not going to talk about For All Mankind on Apple Plus. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to wet myself because I have to pee already and we're just getting into the main topic. But have you ever seen The Island?
Yes,
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yes.
Very
Well, many
underrated
minutes
as far as
ago.
I'm concerned.
Phil?
Swear to God. Swear to God.
Phil, what is The Island about?
A boot.
I didn't say a boot. I said
Clones?
about.
It's about clones.
It is about clones. It is about clones.
No,
What
it's
about clones?
rich people that buy their own clone and if they get sick or they're dying, they I guess use the parts of their clone or
Oh, you can get like lung transplant.
lung transplant.
You can get like
Yeah.
a new liver or a heart.
Right.
But they basically clone people,
Yeah, they're
rich
clones.
people, from the new world, and then they have like clone people.
Yeah, like Scarlett Johansson's character was a model that got cancer, I believe, or
Oh no, she got into a car accident and she like
oh
just
yeah, that's why
had
she died.
yeah.
Yeah, she was a model, and then Lincoln, what was it, Lincoln Delta? Ewan McGregor's
Lincoln
character.
Lincoln Delta 5, I
And
guess.
he was like some kind of
And Jordan
actor. He was an actor.
Sigma Quinn.
He was like an action star actor or whatever. It was like rich, big rich.
But it is a location within that eventually becomes hang on a second here. I've got people. Oh,
Jill.
it's Ashley.
Jill's in the chat.
What's up,
Jill
y'all?
is in the chat.
Awesome.
Hello, Ashley. You're a white
Hey,
nipple.
Ashley.
Black Phillip. What's up,
White.
Ransom?
Hello, white
How
nipple.
you doing, girl?
Ashley, what's going on with your you got to get your logo working. I need to see your lovely place or I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
show
I'm
us
gonna
your
cut myself
lovely
in the neck.
face. Ooh.
Yay!
Hola.
No, you don't have to do that. Just
I
fix
know, I look a hot
your-
mess. I'm not doing that for long.
Don't worry about it. I love your white nipple.
You know it.
Mhm.
But I do all like it.
It's a
I don't know how
candy
to change
spoon.
it.
We were in the
Candy,
middle of a
candy.
conversation in regards to awesome things.
What were you
Yeah,
asking us
actually,
about?
Have you
And
ever
Black
seen?
Phillip-
Have you ever
No,
seen
actually.
The Island?
No, you knew that was coming.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Have you ever seen Logan's Run?
No.
Well, that's
I'm
where
sorry.
it was going next.
Oh, my bad. I asked Black Phillip to send me a link to your stream so I could see what was going on. I meant the chat link, but he sent me the StreamYard link. So
No,
here I
my
am.
bad.
Well, you're allowed to. Well, if you would like to completely and totally derail the conversation,
That's what
I
I do
could-
best, right?
exactly, I could be no happier.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, he's always welcome on any of our channels because he,
So let me tell you about this time I stole a car.
No,
It
please
was-
do. I like those stories.
It was 72
I'll be back.
hours ago, and I am still in trouble.
Well, you shouldn't be talking about it on the internet there, buddy. I'm going to send
Well,
you.
no, it's not my fault. I was on a lot of cocaine.
They don't go. They don't let that be an excuse, though. You
I
do
thought
better.
that if you were on a lot of cocaine, they would let you go.
No, they don't do that. That's not a good thing.
Are you Canadian? Because in Canada,
Canada.
you're allowed to be on a whole lot of illicit drugs, and they let you go.
Do they?
Yeah,
No shit.
I'm-
You gotta go to Canada, yo.
I know, right? It's the best.
Well, all right. Do I have to
Yeah,
sneak
I'm-
in over there? Or can I come across the border?
Well,
are they
we
letting
got-
us? Are they letting Americans in yet?
We've
You
got
can
some-
come
as long as
wherever
you don't
you
have,
want.
as long as you don't have a
I know. I'm about to
record, as
go.
long as you don't have a record, then they'll let you in.
Oh, I don't have a record, so we good. Let's do this. Y'all
Party
was confused by that,
Scotties.
huh?
This is the worst Ocean's 11 I have ever been a part of.
We all need to do better.
No, we were talking about the island because just like the first,
Well,
like
I'm
the
just
first
staying here for a few
hour,
minutes,
it's
fellas.
like,
I'm sorry, but I was, I just want to stop by and say hi. What's up, everybody in the chat? My fault.
It's not your fault. It's our pleasure. You're
oh,
fine.
you're
Aw.
good. You're good, Ashley. We're glad you showed up. Always love you when you come on.
But if you want to go, please, you know where the door is.
Listen, Scotty, you got to throw me out that quick, man. That's fucked up.
Well, no, if you're not comfortable, I don't want to be a jerk. Okay,
I'm
so
comfortable. I
anyway,
don't care the fact that I didn't see all that stuff. I don't care about that.
anyway, hang on for just 1 second. I have to go to the bathroom. Ashley, you're in charge.
Oh, good choice there, Scotty. So,
party.
everybody, Stephen Ransom, how was your day?
Pretty good.
You did.
What was I
You
doing
left me in
today?
charge. This isn't cool.
Mm-mm.
I
If I
just
was
went
in
to a
a-
coffee house.
Lump's in
It's so
charge.
hot in my apartment that I just went down to the local Starbucks and just sat there for hours soaking up the air conditioning because it's like 102 degrees in the city.
Well, you people on the West Coast are weird. I understand. But a Starbucks now, for real? I would have gone to a Walmart at least, because then you can see more interesting people at Walmart.
Duncan.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
interested in going to see people. I was just interested in not being in an oven.
Uh,
My building is just a big brick oven right now. It doesn't cool down at night at all. It's like it just stays hot, the whole building. It's so hot over here, like 102. Hard sun.
That's ridiculous. All right, what a soft sun is that? Like it's not so.
Well, soft sun is when it's like a breeze or the angle of it is different. This feels like it's like straight over your head all day and all night. That's what it feels like around.
It's like sitting on the beach.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, because the sand just reflects the sun even at your back. So
My
there's no
friends have
escape.
left me on the beach for 4 hours sleeping. When I woke up the next day, I was peeling 4 different ways, man. My skin was awful. It's the worst. I had to bathe in a powdered milk bath and everything. It was awful. nothing there. All right, my
Did
bad.
they call you powdered milk toast woman after that?
You did it at the time, but it's nice to see you, sweetheart. It's nice talking to you again. Sorry, Scotty. I did my best.
I just kind of hang out and like
awesome.
say
Take over.
things and
You're muted,
Still
baby.
muted. You're still
You're muted,
muted.
Scotty.
Still
Don't be a
muted.
newbie. You're muted.
Nothing to do with no avatar.
I know. I'm
You're
waiting.
better. You kept the conversation going. You're better than gold. Thank you for noticing that I was muted.
Yeah,
It's
you're
one
welcome.
of my
No problem.
least favorite things.
Did a good job.
You got a white nipple
So,
and
yeah.
you're muted.
So, Ashley, do you have a favorite Marvel superhero
Yes.
or
Hold
television
on.
show?
Spider-Man, is that Marvel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
All right, Spider-Man. My fault. I got to ask these questions.
You
Yeah,
know,
my
like,
bad.
she's not in the nerd shit like we are. So.
That's right.
If you,
Listen, Spider-Man.
you know, Ashley, there was a time that I was romantically interested in you, and
Not
that
now.
has ended. That has ended.
Sorry, Scotty. My bad. It's
Kills
Now
Scotty.
I have realized that you are a Spider-Man dullard.
Kills Scotty's boy.
I actually like the villains a little bit better than I like the heroes, though.
Yeah, I bet you'd like a Dr. Octopus up at your place on a Friday night.
Absolutely. Who are you kidding?
Those are good mechanical arms. I mean, come on.
You got 8
Doc Ock
arms?
can
That's a
turn
good night right there,
anybody
yo.
into a
That's a good night.
spinner.
Hello.
That's a good night. Ooh.
Oh, that's a lot of holes. Anyway, moving on.
More
Uh,
than I have, but we can.
Well, I
You're
know
next to
more
my
than
man.
I have. But he could work the balls and the shaft at the same time with 2 arms.
That is a go-getter right there.
Right there.
Mhm.
Right there. My fault, Scotty. I just changed your whole channel up. My bad, everybody.
Oh my
I'm gonna
God. I
go.
think I'm gay. Thanks, Ash.
You're welcome, but you were wearing high heels way before you met me, sweetie.
It's true. But that's only because I like to look taller.
I understand it. It makes your butt look good. We're in this together. I understand.
Oh, my ass looks great no matter what.
Well,
Oh, all right.
were-
Cool, you my place. My
high heels-
bad. My bad.
High heels were originally invented for men, right?
I would never say that your ass looks bad. And I'm talking to you, Phil.
Oh, thank you. I
yeah.
appreciate you like putting that out there. I thought you were talking to him and not me. I'm like, I know I need work. Damn it! You ain't gotta
There's
point it
just
out.
one picture. Jesus Christ, Scotty.
What? I like to be sexually ambiguous. I'm like Dream from the Sandman.
Oh shit.
He never sent me a picture back.
That's because you shouldn't put pictures over the internet, don't you know?
Yeah. And if you want pictures over the internet, you can go to my OnlyFans.
Right there, Scotty. Pay for that.
I've made $7.
You are moving up in the world.
Simps.
That is $1 for every time that I've masturbated on camera.
That's awesome. I don't like
Wow.
uneven numbers though, so you gotta do it one more time.
Well, sign up to Scotty R37 and his
Sorry, I was just saying
OnlyFans.
goodnight to my mom. That's all.
Oh my God! And that is
All
the
right.
name of
And
my
on that
first
note, I'm
OnlyFans
out.
video.
And on that note, Scotty, I'm out. Y'all have a great night. See you, fellas.
Thanks for
Bye-bye,
stopping by,
Ashley.
Ashley. I apologize for doing the masturbation cheap joke.
You know I don't give a crap
I
about that. Scotty.
know.
We are good.
But I
Love
want
you.
to welcome. But I want to welcome a lady. Anyway, get out of here.
Peace.
Right.
Bye, Ashley.
Nice.
Who is she?
That was invigorating.
Well, it's nice. It's fun.
She's fun.
So anyway, so if you've seen, which no one has, The Island,
No, I saw
I saw it.
It is
Awesome.
exactly the same as Logan's Run. You
Oh,
are a group trapped in a dome where
hmm
everything is going your way,
Like Steven
and
Rance, we literally
then
just put the same thing in the chat.
yeah. And Jill also. Jill said pretty much the same thing. It seems like I've seen Logan's Run, and she just said that coincidentally in the chat after saying she
Mm-hmm.
hasn't seen the island. So, and they're
Yeah,
not
like
even costumed the same way, but it's so similar. That was my impression when I saw it. It was like a prequel, like a semi prequel almost.
the first hour is just great sci-fi stuff, and then once they actually leave the island, it becomes a typical Michael Bay movie, which is to me isn't necessarily a bad thing per se, but
Right.
the first hour of that film is just fascinating stuff.
oh, I should pay attention to the chat, but I agree with you wholeheartedly, Philip.
Thank you, Scotty.
Do you have a channel, Phil?
Barely, barely.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
Well, I told
before we
you
go
that.
live, Philip, bump your channel to Scotty, so when we go on air, he can put it in the chat.
yeah, when we go live.
When we go live.
I do adore that bit.
I did tell him last night. I DM'd him, and I was like, we went 5 hours the other night, and it was glorious.
Gundle Whittlebomb. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Second best movie. Wow, that's praise.
Pain and Gain is his worst. Or is his best.
Oh, for sure. No, The Rock. No, to me, it's The Rock. I'm sorry. Nothing will ever top The Rock.
I think Gundle is being a little facetious. Pain and
Perhaps.
Gain?
Pain and Gain. That's actually a crazy ass movie, and the funny thing is, it's a true story.
I'm a little shocked that the Pearl Harbor isn't in there.
Pearl Harbor.
Oh.
Well, the R-rated version maybe, but
I have
Get rid
a
of the-
soft
get rid of
spot
the
for
damn-
Pearl Harbor.
get rid of the damn wannabe Titanic love story. That's a classic.
Yeah, Michael Bay finds an audience. I'm not saying the audience should be considered for presidential office or anything like that, because Michael Bay is an acquired taste or an absolute first love at first sight kind of thing. I never caught the bug, but I understand why Michael Bay is enjoyed by everyone. He does what what a good director's supposed to do. It brings the popcorn, satisfies the audience, and gives you a barbecue in the parking lot.
He makes popcorn flicks. I mean, can't get nothing better than that. I mean,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
exactly. Like, didn't he do one of the asteroid movies? Right? Wasn't there like
Armageddon, yes.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
have, I have a soft spot for Armageddon.
yeah, exactly. It's on parallel with like 50 sci-fi basically.
Especially
It's
like that
just-
one scene towards the end when he's talking to his daughter. I was like, oh yeah, I met both times.
we're
Like
boring.
when he's
We're
man
boring
tears. but-
Yondo, it looks like.
Yeah, Yondo says
Stop
we're
everything.
boring.
Change subject.
Who,
Yondo's
Scotty?
bored.
Oh, we don't want to talk about Logan's Run and the island anymore.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Are
just
you
saying.
talk about
too
Logan's Run.
good? Well, then let's talk about
I love Logan's
Omega
Run. I
Man
could talk about
and I Am Legend. What do
Oh,
you want to
good grief.
compare?
Oh my God.
I prefer Logan's Run to I Am Legend.
hmm
Well, yeah,
well-
totes.
And to Island as well.
Well, and the only reason I bring it up is just because I thought it was curious, because it was the movie every Sunday when we do one of these Monday Tribble-Ations, pardon me, is that I like to watch a movie beforehand that people haven't seen in a while. And when I said to my friends, and you're not dissociated from that qualification, when I said to my friends that I had seen it, they were like, "Is that thing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," and it's actually rather good. I do still have to, and I have it on Blu-ray. I don't know. I'm not like flexing my nuts or anything.
You know what I
But
learned from this conversation?
What?
I am a snob when it comes to comic books and stuff.
Okay.
Pop culture. I'm a pop culture snob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it's great that you're allowed to like things, but yeah, it just doesn't do it for me.
That's fine, but why is that such a division?
Good
Money.
question.
Yeah.
Like, why is it that if I like
Speak your
something,
mind.
why, like, if it's bad, like, I love Weekend at Bernie's. Does that make me automatically stupid?
No,
Right?
I love Weekend at Bernie's. Good
Weekend at
stuff.
Bernie's.
Well, you're
is
automatically
classic.
stupid.
It's okay to like stupid movies. There's nothing wrong with liking stupid movies.
What,
I think that
what
movie
this?
I think that movie is intentionally stupid.
I don't
You
want
know,
to.
In a
I
good
grew
way.
up with stupid movies being a Woody Allen movie. Sleeper was a stupid movie for my generation. Okay, and I'm not even saying that it is stupid. I'm just saying that was the brownness of the stupid that I was introduced to. You know, Mel Brooks doing a spoof on Vertigo was our scary movie, so to speak.
Jill,
It was
Jill
just
wants you,
I don't get it
Go
today.
Jill
No,
wants you
okay.
to talk. Jill wants you to talk more about the islands. guy.
Don't worry. I see the chat as well, Phil. Thank you. Steve,
So
please
you got this
continue.
2-tier society, and they're harvesting clones.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all I'm saying. Once the scary movies and superhero film, like literally those were their types of stupid movies started happening, and then
Oh, the scary
Jackass.
movies.
I was like, I don't even know what stupid means anymore. You know, it's like I just don't get it. Don't get it.
Stupid does.
I've told this story many times. I love film, and I love the suspension of disbelief that film provides me with any story whatsoever. And the first time that I felt that was when I was watching Wild West. And I was watching it, I don't know when it came out, like 96, 97 or whatever. And, or maybe 99, I don't know. Someone will
Are you
find
talking
out
about
that
the
I'm
Will
wrong.
Smith? The Will Smith?
Well, I prefer
updated?
not to say that name.
He
I
doesn't
got you.
like
But-
to use that name anymore.
Okay,
you know-
the Kenneth Brahman.
I prefer to refer to him as the guy
Fresh
who
Prince.
slapped Chris Rock. So the guy who slapped Chris Rock was in Wild West. And anyway, he got punched by a robot cyborg in 18 something or other.
Right,
And it was
right.
off of a 50-foot mechanical spider. He fell off of it after being punched by a cyborg guy, and it hit the ground. The guy who hit Chris Rock, and my sister was sitting on the couch across the room from me, and said he wouldn't survive. And I was like, it's a 50-foot mechanical spider in like the 1850s. And
Right, like,
that-
that's the hard part.
That's the hard part, is gravity.
The railroad wasn't even completed yet because they were like completing the transcontinental railroad, and he builds a giant fucking spider.
And to bring it around, and I don't like doing this because it feels like a dirty trick, but you'll catch me if it is that when you get She-Hulk like twerking with Megan the Stallion, who I've never heard of before, and she does the whole thing, and they're dancing around in her office, and Jen Walters, who is She-Hulk, she's not She-Hulk, she's Jen Walters, and she's like, I would kill for you, and Megan the Stallion says, okay, reel it in. That's the moment where I'm like, okay, I believe the characters. Not only Jen Walters, but also Megan the Stallion. How did this show make
I know.
Megan the Stallion, terrible actress, be believable?
Amateur.
Right next to her.
I think she was
Yeah.
like, playing herself.
Next to
so it's not like-
Shrek.
It's not like she was playing a character. She was playing herself.
Like, I just don't know. It's silly. It's fun. It
Yeah.
makes people happy,
What's
and
supposed to-
there is an entire tsunami of people out there on the internet who are like, "This is the gayest soy fucking shit I've
Sounded
ever
like, It
seen."
sounded like fucking
That was
soy
on purpose.
boys. You fucking soy boys.
But
I
who
apologize.
cares? If it makes you happy, why are you crapping all over their happiness?
Because
I
that's what
thought it
makes
was
them
hilarious.
happy.
It made me laugh.
Does
Jens, Jens
But does it-
enjoys being miserable about this stuff.
I'm not here to criticize anyone specifically. What I'm asking is
I don't think
why
it's
does
criticism.
the existence of She-Hulk like eliminate Infinity War?
Is that somebody said that actually for real?
What?
Like,
said
why?
that?
Why
Who
does it
said
mess it up? Why
Who
does it
said
mess it up? People are saying that this is like, this is where the MCU has come.
Yeah, we're
No.
twerking. Oh, they're showing She-Hulk
This is a
twerking now.
trifle.
Oh, what should Travis
She-Hulk-
do this to MCU?
She-Hulk has always been a trifle.
I can't
Even
believe that
before
anybody would
Deadpool.
say that. It's
Even
like
before Deadpool.
that's
Man.
totally absurd. First of all, okay, beyond the idea that canon and old comic books and lore and all
I have a
that
canon.
argument aside,
Sure.
Disney just introduced that an army of multiplicities of Kang have been fighting over what is reality for like God knows how long already. And you're
Mhm.
complaining that the She-Hulk is out of canon with the MCU? It's like, that's so absurd at this point. Disney
have-
is pointing the camera wherever the hell it wants to.
Right.
It's throwing spaghetti at the wall at this point. It's just like, whatever's going to earn us money,
Now, are you still invested in where it goes, or are you just looking where it crashes?
At this point, I'm observing the whole thing almost
I
from
want
a
to see more
mountaintop.
She-Hulk
Like,
twerking. That's all I want to see.
I'm observing humanity, observing the MCU, thing and the Star Wars universe. At this point, I'm just like, I'm curious to see where this goes, but I'm not going to change my dinner plans.
Yeah, I get where you're going.
I think the silliness is going to continue, and I don't mean silly in a derogatory way. I mean silly as in like a fun way. I mean, they're not going to tone it down.
Well, is the economy going to collapse before? Like, is the entertainment going to collapse before they recover? Are the
Yeah.
fans going to forgive them before the economy collapses?
I mean, if
in
it
the
gets,
industry,
I mean, how much more sillier can you get besides past the
well,
twerking and the
if you
yes.
understand that the people creating this right now used to watch Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network,
I've heard this
She's
argument.
the writer of Rick and
Then-
Morty. What does that tell you?
then those people are going to take it as far as they can.
The writer of She-Hulk also writes for Rick and Morty. What does that tell you?
A Three's Company style sitcom where
I'll be back.
Wanda and the devil are having an argument over whether or not she can have her kids back. And it's a sitcom. Like, people are dating, the devil's got other plans, and he occasionally gets together with Wanda in almost a Cheers location. And they discuss like where the universe is going to recover. Like, I could see them even going that far. Right? Did you see that Fox animated TV show where like this girl realizes
Bye,
that her mom
Tiger.
slept with Satan? Did you see anything about that? The Fox.
Oh,
Fox
I don't
TV
want to get
animated
into a
series.
Mephisto conversation.
But I'm just saying, like, if Nickelodeon were translated into live action, then there's no expectation. Anything could happen at this point. It could go anywhere, and they'll do it live action, and it doesn't matter. It's like they're just throwing money into the wind. It's so bizarre. They've given up trillions of dollars. Just giving it up.
I feel like it's. I feel like the expectations of the MCU at this point, based on I would like to pardon the term, but the diversification between television and film and I'm talking about the Disney Plus. Because if you didn't see WandaVision, you didn't know a good Guldern about what was going on in the multiverse of madness.
Right, right. And you could have seen Loki and you would have been like, well, is Loki going to show up? Because they were still both talking about multiverse stuff as well.
Like,
So,
I don't even think, I don't even, and I, you know what? It's arguable. I don't think that the Spider Man movies have anything to do with the MCU.
no, the universe is shattered into a million pieces, right? Didn't we get a flash in the DC movie of Venom from Sony?
Yes, at the end of
Right.
No Way Home. Yeah.
And Deadpool has still hasn't made the translation into a Disney property as
Oh,
Deadpool. So
I,
anything is going to happen. It's anything. Where is the camera? There is no universe. It's a multiverse at this point.
I really hope that Ryan Reynolds can foster Deadpool into the MCU, but I am afraid of, Walt Disney's head in a jar.
Yeah.
Edge of Time, how do you feel about the current state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And do you think that there's any way that we can fix it? Or do you think it's broken?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Secret Wars. It seems ill-timed. It seems like all the major plot points of Secret Wars have already played out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They obviously have to set it up, and they
I would
set
also.
up-
I know
Yes,
it's fast to like bring it up, but fuck Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I mean, everybody likes Avengers, so maybe a bunch of people on screen doing one-liners is where Disney needs to land.
Right. Because
No,
that's-
but the next place to go is Galactus, and I don't even know where these monkeys are going now.
yeah. No, it's Galactus deserves a full arc like they did with Thanos. There would
And
be
even if
no
you-
reason at all.
Yeah. And even if you don't want to go Galactus, go Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
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 That
that'd be
is-
cool.
Like, we are in phase 4, yes?
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, yes? Build
That's
up
what I keep
Doctor
saying.
Doom, yes?
The choices they're making are bizarre, but it's all related to money and who owns what and who acquired
And-
what when. And
But that's, and I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, but at this point, it's just like, come on, guys. Like, make it work. Like, this multiverse of what the fuck is not my jam
Well, yeah,
at
Phase
all.
Four. Phase Four is a total mess. I mean, they haven't. I mean, it's like every other movie, TV show, and film is one's good, one sucks. One good, one sucks, and then like you start out with
Oh.
Black Widow, whatever. But Shang-Chi was good, and then
Shang-Chi
Yeah.
was okay. It's probably my favorite.
it's definitely my
haven't
favorite so
seen
far
it.
in Phase Four, and that's not really saying much. Like, oh, that's
No.
the best. If that's the best film in the Phase Four, then yeah, then that means that Phase Four to me is a failure. I don't like to talk negative, about MCU because I'm a fan no matter what. But man, this Phase Four has just been.
I don't.
To me.
But again, this is the same. This is the same sort of argument that I've been. Also, thank you, Jill. You are a fan of Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, she loves Ryan Reynolds.
So do I. I've done it twice.
Oh, like Jill, really loves him. Like really loves him.
But like looking at She-Hulk and everyone saying like this is a failure. This is the worst thing that could happen to the Marvel universe. Like look at like Phase 4 and it's been disappointing. But there are people who I don't even want to say it.
I like to refer to it as Phase Bore.
Well, it's just not engaging because there's no real forward momentum.
Right.
Yeah, they haven't progressed since past Endgame. I'm like, whoa, okay.
So I'm disappointed. I would like the threat of Galactus. I would love to see a Herald, or I would like to see instead of uh, uh, damage control picking up Tony Stark's technology, I would love to see Victor Von Doom pick up.
I just want them to finally do Fantastic Four right.
What about the
Yeah,
guy
thank
who
you.
wants to make the weapons? Tony Stark wouldn't do it, but I will, because I will
Right.
make a shield around the world where Tony Stark failed. My name is Victor Von Doom. I would
I think it would be
love that.
great.
Yeah, well, he could be the
Could you
next.
imagine if they did that with She-Hulk? Like,
I
um,
can. I
Hammer
can imagine it. Yeah.
There's
gets
a lot they could
brought
do
to
with
court,
She-Hulk at this
right?
point.
They could do a whole Hammer arc where he finally gets his case because of Iron Man 2. He's been waiting all these years. Um, they could introduce Victor Von Doom, trying to get his homeland back as a case that she has to take on. I'd like all kinds of possibilities. They could introduce the entire new arc in one season if they wanted to, because
Yeah, we
it's a
already know that.
courthouse in the MCU. It's the court of the MCU at this point.
Yeah, they could do anything. We already know that Daredevil's going to make an appearance eventually.
Right,
so-
exactly.
Which I'm looking forward to because I love Daredevil.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the argument against She-Hulk is that you're expecting it to be integral to the
Right.
MCU, and I don't think it is. I think it is a sidebar. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, but
It's
you had
just
you had
like, if
Wong
you
show
look-
up though.
So
You had,
what?
Abomination,
Cameos.
Abomination
Well,
in 2
The
episodes.
only reason
now.
why
We have
Wong
Abomination.
shows up is because of that Fight Club thing, and that was in a major feature film. So
It just broke the
it's
first
more
rule.
than just Wong showing up, right?
It
It's
just-
not like
it just-
her passing him in the street.
It just broke the first rule of Fight Club.
You know what? I'm going to talk about Fight Club. You get it in my face.
Definitely one of my
Well,
top
I would
favorite
watch
movies
a
of all
Ben
time.
Grimm movie. I mean, there's enough just Ben Grimm content by himself that
Yeah.
you could easily make a movie. Or you could send him to another planet, which has been done in the comics several times,
Right.
where he could, and then you could ease him into the. Then you have some sort of following or arcs to where Fantastic Four pops up. Yippee! And Silver Surfer versus Galactus. How is this not being done?
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's a travesty, man. There's all of this great opportunity, and it's just this ball is just bouncing on the ground. And yet people like what they're producing because the production levels are so high.
Ah, but Steven Ransom, I must disagree. Like, you are saying people are
Disagreement.
liking people are liking what they're seeing, and what I'm saying is that I'm liking seeing She-Hulk.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
I
with that
don't.
shit.
I do not like the multiverse of madness. I think it is a betrayal of Wanda.
Yeah,
I
it's very
did not-
underwhelming.
I did not like what's it called? That Thor movie.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that movie. Because
Oh,
it
I
made
liked it.
Thor into a clown.
Yeah.
Oh, it
That's
wasn't
been a
that
long
bad.
time
Come on.
coming now.
Like, but the thing is that they're making movies now that are more important to the tone and the expectation of the audience as opposed to actually telling a story.
Yeah, and not
And-
just for Disney, and not just for Disney anymore. The audience's expectation is Disneyfied.
Well, I don't know about Disneyfied. I came into puberty when I came into
Disney.
puberty. We're going to talk about phrasing in a moment. I was a young man when I saw
Congrats on
The
reaching puberty.
Little Mermaid for the first time, and that was a sexually objective movie. That was a thing about, she's pretty, she wants me, I want her, and it'll work out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that
Yeah.
was, and so now it's a situation where I don't even know what message the Marvel Cinematic Universe is trying to tell. Are they trying to tell a social story, or are they trying to tell a defense of humankind.
They're moonwalking, Scotty. That's all they're
Oh
doing is
no,
moonwalking.
that
It's
is
a
my
mime
least.
act.
That is my least favorite Sega game.
It's like they're just trotting in place at this point. It's like I don't think they know. We might be able to analyze it and find out what they are trying to say, but I don't think they know what they're trying to say at this
That's a
point.
fair point.
It's all over the place, and it's a shame because these properties are crazy valuable. People love the people attached to them. You know, there are deep fandoms for Wanda's characterization and both the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I think that's why the disappointment is so high. It's like, wow, you did that to my guy? It's like, what's up, man? You know, why'd you do that to my girl? What? Where's Vision, man? You did that to my boy?
Oh
Where's
my
Robot
God.
Man?
Think about the entire.
Oh, they did Vision so dirty. Come on.
Think
Dude,
about
it's like,
all of the Captain America stories. They could just do individual movies, just movie after
yeah,
movie,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just rake the money in. Why isn't? Instead, they went with all that Winter Soldier bullshit.
Think Falcon and the
Mm.
Winter Soldier could have been TV, cinematic art
Falcon and the Snowman,
direction,
Scotty likes. Scotty
and it could have been a James Bond episode for
yeah,
like 6
it should have been a
episodes in a
movie.
season.
It should have been a movie.
It should have been a franchise. Frig, just a movie.
Six seasons in a movie.
Yeah. With
Well,
TV
no,
shows
it
in
should have
between.
been. It should have been Chris Evans being all like aged up and and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I was gonna say Yoda, but that's too old.
Yeah.
But like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then he shows up at the beginning, and then he dies, and then we're fine. Like, is Captain America even dead?
No.
Yeah, I would just say they don't hit their
Did.
potential because I mean, I would love to just see Captain America versus the Red Skull during World War II. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I'd like to actually see him like bounce around and do all the stuff that, do
Yeah.
all the throwing of the
Can we have
shield.
like 18 Winter Soldiers? You know, I
Yeah.
want that movie over and over and over again. Just change the villains out. I don't care if it's like
What they should have
if it's
done
like
was
got
make
a template. Who cares, man? Just change the villains out. James Bond did it for almost 30 years, 40 years.
Well, but also people do think that the Marvel like movie formula is tired.
Yeah, they haven't done
tired of
anything. They haven't done anything since Endgame. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what the fuck are you doing if you have a movie called Endgame?
Yeah.
It's the end game. But like, they should have,
They said it's the end. The
They should have shut
movies.
the whole thing down for a little bit
You're starting to
and
sound like
focused on
Captain.
Star Wars for an entire season, right? And then started something up in the next season after Endgame. Like skip a whole season. Don't do anything with Marvel. Just let it lie. Endgame happened, right? And then hit us with Wanda right out of the gate, right? All polished up. They've been working on it for a year, right? For Disney Plus. And then
you know what? After, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No. You go ahead.
I would have said that after Endgame, they should have gone right into Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but they weren't
Or
ready.
even the X-Men.
Yeah. But they were trying to buy Fox.
You bought Fox. Hello, go right into the X-Men. I mean,
They didn't have Fox when
They didn't
when
have it
Endgame
at the
hit
time.
screen.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Ugh.
And because of that, they should have just stopped production completely until you've got a real solid game plan. Everybody is expecting you to bring in brand new characters for the next 10 years.
I don't think that's realistic, though. Again, as a
No, I know, of
fanboy,
course
I think
it's
what
not.
you're saying is absolutely correct, but it's not. It's not
That's right.
feasible
It's
as a
perfect
business.
worlds. Yeah.
Mm.
But they could have focused on Star Wars, done Mandalorian right? Maybe introduce some
Well-
other properties. You know what I mean? They had things to focus on. They certainly had a property to recover after.
Honey, I
Last
Shrunk the
Jedi.
Kids 7.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, you dumb. You know, I said the same thing about DC.
I am. I'm very dumb.
Batman v
Stop.
Superman was just so retarded a move by Warner Brothers. They should be sued for it. But it's like,
Oh, wow. We're switching gears. All right. Let's
I'm
go
just
from
saying,
there you go
Marvel
to
to
the
DC.
Going from
I'm just
Marvel
saying
to
it's in the
DC
same
now.
vein. It's in the same vein of dropping the ball. That's all I'm saying. I'm using
The
it as
Ultimate
another
Edition is far
comparison.
superior than the theatrical version, to be honest.
Well, and
Yeah,
also
not to even get into that.
I
But
think that Pleasant Valley Picker says exactly what I wanted after Endgame. Without a solid script, do not film it.
yeah,
Yeah,
If
like
you
after
do not
Endgame,
know, if you do not know where you're going and you're going to spin your wheels, then stop.
yep,
yes, like
That's
after
how
End,
you. That's how you get the Catwoman movie.
and then like the first
yeah,
movie you get
yeah.
after Endgame was
Holy
besides
shit.
minus the Spider-Man movie, the first movie they bring out is freaking Black Widow. Like that was the most pointless movie ever. So because they
Now,
Right.
and just for the record, she's dead, right?
she dies, and then you give her solo movie after the
Yeah,
fact that
well,
she dies. I'm like, what the hell is that all about?
it's the same
Yeah,
thing they did with Princess Leia. She actually dies, but in the film, you make her survive. It's like, really? Seriously? Okay, so she's a puppet now.
and
Those aren't even her
you
words.
you can hear all about it on next week's Mondays and Tribble-Ations when we discuss how broken the Star Wars universe is.
Uh-oh.
Hope hopefully Steve will be here. Oh, but I don't
Yeah,
want to talk about Star Wars because my
No, no,
soul
no.
is already
I'll,
broken.
I'll have to buy a
Yeah,
12 pack for that show.
I'm just using these as obvious comparison points because the audience, right?
Fair
Yes,
points.
yes.
Fair points, Steven Ransom. Fair points.
There's a landscape here, and it's pretty gigantic, if you ask me, because there's other properties. People are worried about Babylon 5. People are worried about Star Trek. People are worried about, I mean, you just name a
Star
property from the last
Wars,
20
and they admit
years.
everybody's worried about it.
Everybody's got a concern, Are they
They're
going to
shitting
remake
all
it?
over IPs that were once treasured and
Yeah, we
beloved,
got
and they're
Beverly
just
Hills Cop 4 coming out, right? Didn't I hear a rumor about
Axel
that?
Foley. That's the stupidest damn title I've ever heard. Beverly Hills
It's like
Cop.
I am
Axel
sure there's a
Foley.
whole
Like,
community that's
fuck.
anxious, trembling in their boots about what that's
Oh
going to look
yeah,
like.
fully erect about a Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, anti-derivative Jill in the chat says, "Yeah, that's like having a prequel series about a house from Game of Thrones where most of the family will die." Oh,
Oh shit!
wait.
Look at Jill. Jill's got
Spoiler
jokes
alert.
tonight. Man, me and Jill were DMing each other last night when I was watching I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring up Lord of the Rings, but man, she was saying some hilarious stuff. Like
Well,
holy shit!
Jill is hilarious.
I wish I could share those DMs, but no. The shit he was saying to me was hilarious.
Well, she's funny.
Oh my god! I was like, wow.
Anyway, gentlemen, do you think we're going to solve this?
Solve what?
I think we have solved. There's more potential. They should do something with all that potential.
Yeah.
And
It's a
where would
plea.
you like to see it go, Edge of Time?
Well, like I said, I want to see. There's enough material. There's so much material laying around. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why they gotta reinvent the wheel every time. I mean, it's just go back and do. They haven't done the classic Captain America stories. They could easily do that. They could do Ben Grimm solo and not even need the Fantastic Four. They could then
Oh,
have that.
all right.
They could have that lead into Fantastic Four versus Doctor Doom or versus
Mhm.
Galactus if they've got to have one of these giant big ass badasses. You could have Silver Surfer. I don't, but yeah, it seems that there's some
You gotta do
politics.
Silver
And
Surfer.
there's something that holds
Nice.
them back. I'm not sure what it is,
No,
but
it's
it's certainly
not.
holding them back.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't get the reluctance. There's so many good ideas, She-Hulk being one of them. They're just I don't know. They don't know what they're doing. It's like a broken property right now, and it's being mishandled.
Well, it's like
And
everybody wants to put their twist on it, and there's no twist needed. You know what I mean? You don't need to put your own stamp on the Hulk. He's the Hulk, you know?
yeah,
Like, if you want a different Hulk, go get Gray Hulk. There's like 3 other Hulks to choose from.
right. Yeah. And considering how many times we've seen the actor change with the Hulk, they could recast it and do like a whole other Hulk, a completely different Hulk, like Logan. Like he's 150, he's still on Earth, and it's like The Walking Dead in this one town, or it's like Kung
Yeah.
Fu, right?
Well, yeah, they
You
could
do the
Hulk
Mandalorian
Apocalypse,
format, but with the Hulk.
Yeah, because that's where it's all heading. Is Hulk is the last creature alive.
Yeah.
And he's running around with Captain America's shield and Mjolnir and everything else. He's got all the toys. Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I loved Logan.
Me too.
I thought it was a good movie. And it's a Marvel movie-ish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's got the red banner at the top of it. 20th Century Fox had access to that.
And it's going to be very, very strange when they bring in the X-Men, if that's what they're going to call them, into the MCU. Because, who is going to be the next Wolverine?
Oh, God. They're going to fuck that up. She's going to be the next Wolverine.
I say Taron Egerton. Why? Because I chose it out of the hat right now.
Interesting.
I don't know. I want to... What? Well, I don't know. He seems good. And if
I'm not familiar with the actor. I'm not familiar with the actor.
He was in The Kingsman.
Who are we talking about?
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go. Sure. Sure.
He was Eggsy.
Yeah, sure.
Taron Egerton, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's pretty and he's butch. And
he was good. He was good, and he was good as Elton John in Rocket Man.
Yeah.
See, he's pretty, he's butch, and he's gay.
Whatever. Who cares at this point? Please just bring it.
Is
man.
he? Who knows?
I don't even care.
I don't even care. I'm pretty sure that Wolverine does butt stuff. I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure that Hugh Jackman has at least received.
Well, he is a song and dance man, so I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
I take the Robert Downey Jr. line in this. It's like in Hollywood, everybody goes gay a little bit. So
I respect him as a performer, and so whatever that successful gentleman would like to make love with,
he's like
I think good for that Wolverine.
Sure.
They say he's also one of the nicest guys, not named Keanu Reeves. So
no, I had sex with him. It was lovely. He was a compassionate lover.
If you can honor the character Achilles from the Greek legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're okay with Hugh Jackman sleeping with a couple of cute guys. Because Achilles did.
And that brings us to our next week's topic, where we discuss the differences between Troy and Alexander. Which one is more butt stuff?
Alexander.
Anyway, because
that asshole named Oliver Stone did it.
I'm running out of steam, gentlemen. I do appreciate where you are, and I appreciate you for being with me. Black Phillip Alvarez, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on my channel, Black Phillip Alvarez. I usually like to stream on Friday nights, 10:30 Central Standard Time in Tejas. That would be, and everybody on this panel is welcome.
Just say Texas. Just say Texas.
Tejas, Texas.
Oh, my God. Why are you gay?
I usually like to stream on Friday nights, 10:30 Central. So.
I remember the Alamo.
So,
and please look forward to next Friday's Insomniac Hour on the Black Phillip Alvarez channel, Edge of Time. Do you have anything going on the internet that you would like to say? This is where you should hang out?
I should.
Not at all?
No, I just make the rounds. Just hanger on to all your success and fame and charm.
You know what? We are latching on to yours. So I appreciate whatever you're saying, but I think that you're more popular than I am.
At least we finally got him to
So.
come on some panels because he would
Indeed.
always just linger in the chat, like the thing. And
I'm going to keep my eyes
Stephen
peeled.
Ransom?
Tomorrow, actually, today, later on this Monday, Pacific time, 5 p.m., I'm going to be on the Blue Collar Guys channel. It's called Mixtape Mondays. It's part of a co-op with this guy John and his partner Roman, who does a Thursday night as well, both 5 p.m. Pacific. So I'll be on that panel at least. And then Wednesday on a British channel called PJ Maybe, where we're going to be talking about a British series.
PJ Maybe, I haven't heard that name in a while.
I love PJ.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Oh goodness, what is it called? It's a British comedy movie. Patrick Swayze is in it. The woman who played McGonagall plays a murderer. It's a comedy. It's a British comedy. The guy who plays the character Bean, Mr. Bean, he's playing a preacher in it with wife troubles. So it's one of these odd
Four
British
Weddings
comedies.
and a Funeral? No.
No. Keeping Mum.
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. I barely have ever even heard of it before. I don't like Mr. Bean, but he's playing off type. I think he's producing it. But, anyway, so that's where I'm going to be Wednesday, and that'll be noon Pacific.
If I had any way to post any of your channels in the chat, I would do that. But I'm a simple Amish.
And we appreciate you for it, R37.
Yes, he steals his neighbor's Wi-Fi.
I do. From like, it's one of those things where you pump the well just to make electricity run, and that's what makes our router go. So
You rebel.
yeah, well, whatever. No, I'm just dumb. So yeah, and for the Phantasmagorium show, I'm gonna be on Wednesday, and we're gonna be talking about Django Unchained.
Ooh.
The something or other of, I think it's the 7th. Is it the 7th or the 8th?
We'll be allowed to use the N-word.
7th. No. 7th movie by Quentin Tarantino, which I'm looking forward to because I love Jamie Foxx and Christoph Waltz, and oh my stars, that man who broke up with a 25-year-old and everyone's angry.
What? What did Leonardo do?
He broke up with a 25-year-old.
Again?
I've been trying to hook up with a 42-year-old, and it's so hard.
Celebrity press sucks.
I know.
Oh,
So
like
yeah,
Django.
no, we got.
We haven't seen Django in a while, so I'll rewatch
But-
it again.
And then I also have to say that tomorrow is the Lorelei signal from the animated series over on the Pop Culture Curator, and then on Tuesday, gonna be doing the Muds Women.
Taco
And if
Tuesday.
I'm gonna have to find some Venus drugs before Tuesday. But yeah, I guess you know what? I kind of want to leave the audience wanting more. I know that I'm getting drunk, so I want to go.
You should go. We'll hold down the
beers
fort,
left.
guys.
Thank you to the
Beers
chat.
left.
Thank you, Anti-Derivative Joe. Pleasant Valley Picker.
Pleasant
Indeed.
Valley Picker and Stephen Ransom and
I am furiously waving my arm.
Turn on your camera.
hello.
Anyway, thank you, gentlemen. I do appreciate everything that you do, and I hopefully look forward to having more conversations like this in the future. But until then, I don't know. I got to do a thing with a thing. Where do I put the? What are we gonna do? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna show the Quantum Leap. I'm gonna show the Quantum Leap show because we're gonna do that on Thursday, which is the Star Trek anniversary, And that was when we foolishly decided that we were going to show our first episode of Quantum Leap. We are not going to show our first episode of Quantum Leap. We're going to watch Enterprise on Star Trek Day.
Nice.
All right. So here is the intro to that show. And I'll see you on whenever I see you. I love you all and live long and prosper.